Hi students, this is P1223, faculty for CA Foundation Law at Masterminds Guntur. Students, I hope your preparations are on track and they are going good for your upcoming CA Foundation examinations. So I wish you all the best for your examinations. Students, but here I am today to make you aware of certain do's and don'ts for that CA examinations which you are going to write soon. So students, without any further delay, let's jump into those certain do's and don'ts. First and foremost, you have to know about the timings, right? So students, you have to know the time of your entry as well as your exit of the from the examination center. So students, you have to enter the examination center by 1:30 p.m. whereas the late time will be permitted up to 2:15 p.m. also. But you can enter the examination center on or after 1:30 p.m. only, because even before the time of 1:30 you are not supposed to enter into the examination center. They don't allow you. So whereas the late entry will be permitted up to 2:15 p.m. But we suggest you to reach the examination center well before the time at around 1:30 p.m. because students, in case of paper 1 and paper 2, you will be given an advanced reading time of 15 minutes, right? I hope you are aware of this. So we suggest you to reach by 1:30 p.m. only. So you can utilize the advanced reading time of question paper, that is from 1:45 p.m. to scheduled time of 2 p.m. So you can utilize this 15 minutes of time in case of paper 1 and paper 2. But students, for paper 3 and paper 4, you will not be provided with this additional 15 minutes of reading time, because the reason is so obvious. Why? Because they are they are optional papers. So you have to just darken the MCQs. So you are supposed to open the OMR sheets or answer sheets at only 2 o'clock and not before that. I hope I am clear. And most important point is, even before the scheduled time of 5 p.m. scheduled closing time of 5 p.m. you are not supposed to leave the examination center. Even if you have finished the exam by 4:30 or 4 o'clock, you are not supposed to exit the examination center. I hope I am clear. Let's quickly jump into do's and don'ts suggested by ICAI. After this timings, I hope you are well aware of timings now. So now let's quickly jump into do's and don'ts. First of all, students, let's think of do's, what you have to do or what you can do. So students, as discussed earlier, you can reach the examination center by 1:30 p.m. or upon which they will allow, and not before that. They don't even allow before 1:30 p.m. also. And the next one is, students, you have to occupy the seat earmarked against your roll number only. You are not supposed to sit as you like, means you are supposed to sit the seat dedicated to you only against your roll number. They will mention the roll number and you have to sit in that specified seat only, as you know. Now students, the next point is very important point. Whether you carry a calculator, pen, pencil or eraser, you have to carry on your own, means you should not seek the same from other examinees in the exam hall. You have to carry your own examination accessories, and either that may be pen, pencil or eraser or calculator or anything, or water bottle even, you have to bring on your own. So students, coming to the main point, the calculator. What sort of calculator can you use? A scientific calculator? No, that's a big no. You have to use only regular calculator which have 6 functions, 12 digits and 2 memories. To keep in short, you should not use a scientific calculator. I hope I am clear. Students, what about the pen that you can use? You can use blue pen? No. Red pen? No. You can use only black ballpoint pen. Okay. Not even a black gel. Remember, not even a black gel. Black ballpoint pen for descriptive papers, paper 1 and paper 2. For paper 3 and paper 4, you will anyways use HB pencil, right? For darkening the circles. For darkening the circles, you can use HB pencils for paper 3 and paper 4. But for paper 1 and paper 2, you have to use black ballpoint pen only. I hope I am clear. Students, and most importantly, the roll number topic. The roll number. Where you have to mention the roll number? You have to mention the roll number at a space specified in the question paper and in the answer booklet, and not elsewhere. Keep this in mind. You have to not write your roll number in the in the middle of the pages or at the end of the question paper. You have to mention your roll number at a spaces specified in the question paper and as well as in the answer paper. There will be a dedicated place will be provided to you where you have to write your roll number and not anywhere else. Keep this in mind. So this is an important point to remember. Now students, for uniqueness, the institute will provide a code for the question paper which will be clearly written on the blackboard of your examination hall. What is the reason behind this? You have to verify the code that has written on the blackboard as well as the code of the question paper that you have received is one and the same. The code of the question paper and the code written on the blackboard must be one and the same. Keep this in mind. If not, you have to ask your examination authority to give the same question paper as the code as that of on the blackboard. So I hope I am clear on this. So students, now about the language in which you have to answer. The language, obviously many of you have opted for English, but for the students who opted in Hindi must write answers in Hindi only. In case of paper 1, the answers must be written in Hindi if you are opted for Hindi, in English if you are opted for English. So there is no confusion here. But students, in case of paper 2, there are two parts, right? One is business laws, another one is business correspondence and reporting. For this business laws, that is part A of paper 2, you have to write, you can write in the medium opted by you, whether it is Hindi or in English, you can write in your medium opted by you. But for paper 2 part B, you have to write in English only. What is the reason behind? The reason is so obvious. Because the paper itself is BCR, business correspondence and reporting. Because the paper itself is English, you should not ask for any concessions like that you have to write in Hindi or English. Straight away you have to write the answers in English only. As simple as that. But for paper 3 and paper 4, there is no confusion relating to the medium, right? Because these are simply OMRs where you have to darken the circles. So it's as easy, as simple as that. Okay. For paper 3 and paper 4, you have to just darken the circles. And students, you know, for example, let's take law paper, paper 2. So there will be 6 questions and out of which you have to answer 5. For students, in the answer booklet itself, they will provide you like question number. They will provide you a table like format where they will mention the question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and part A, B, C, D and so on. Students, if you have answered question 1 part A, you have to tick against it. You have answered question 1 part C, you have to tick against it. If you have answered question 4 part D, you have to tick against it. If you have answered question 3 part B, you have to tick against it upon completion of your exam. So what about unanswered? For example, if you have left question 2 part A, you did not keep an into mark over there. You should leave it blank. Okay, you should leave it blank. In simple, the parts which you have answered for a particular question need to be keep a tick mark against to such part, and the remaining unanswered portions you need to keep it blank. It is as simple as that. Now, students, in case of paper 1 and paper 2, you may use the additional answer booklets also, right? For additional answer booklets, but you need to fasten or you need to staple. You need to tie with the thread or you need to staple that and you have to submit to your invigilator, against which he may ask you to sign on such a document. Okay, fine. So to keep it simple, students, in case of paper 1 and paper 2, for the additional booklet that you have taken, you have to sign on a document and you have to fasten it as well. Fasten the additional booklet and main answer booklet. For paper 3 and paper 4, there is no such concept because they are OMR answer sheets. So students, I hope I am clear on this. I hope I am clear on this. And as a proof of your presence, they will ask you to sign on a register without fail, because being you are present over there for the exam, they will ask you to sign on a document which you have to do. So students, let's see certain don'ts which you should not do in the examination center. So the first one is, you should not use any sketch pencils or highlighters for highlighting your answer or for either for writing or for highlighting your answer. It is a big no. You should never use a highlighter or you would never use a other color pen other than black ballpoint pen. So it is a big no for the institute. Institute will not encourage this sort of activities. So next one, students, you are supposed to write your answers only in the answer booklet, right? So you should not write your answers or part of the answers on the question paper. Please don't do that. You have to write your all the answers on answer booklet only. Now students, since you are writing examinations, you are not supposed to carry your notebooks or study material or part of your notebook or part of your study material to the examination center, because it amounts to copying, right? The reason is very obvious. So please don't carry any notebooks or papers for that matter. Students, as we have discussed earlier, you should write your roll number at the specified place only. You should not write your roll number in the answer book or additional answer books or any elsewhere. Please keep this in mind. If you write this, it amounts to malpractice. Please keep this in mind, students. Another important point is, generally we have a practice of writing Om, 786, Swastika, Sri Rama, etc. But institute never encourages this sort of irrelevant writings. Please don't do that. Okay, this is a simple point. And students, apart from that, you are not supposed to write or you are not supposed to make any appeals for extra marks to the examiner. For example, if you feel that you get a very less marks than you expected in a particular paper, you should not ask the examiner to award you some more marks. Means you should not appeal him to award more marks. That is very forbidden. That means that will be counted as a malpractice, and the institute will debar you also. That means the institute will not allow you to write further examinations also. Please keep this in mind, students. This is a very important point. So don't write any irrelevant matter or don't ask for any extra marks. That is not a good practice. Now students, as you know, we are writing professional exams. Carrying electronic gadgets or smartwatches or even scientific calculators is strictly banned or strictly prohibited by the institute, because you can easily copy or you can easily malpractice with the same, right? So all electronic gadgets are strictly prohibited, otherwise than specified. Means you can use an ordinary calculator, but using a scientific calculator or smartwatch or any other electronic gadget is strictly prohibited. Please take a note of that. Okay. Now students, as as discussed earlier, it is not so correct to talk or to communicate with other examinees, either for your belongings or accessories or water bottle or anything else. You should not try to talk or you should not communicate with other examinees. It is a big no. And one more important thing is, students, as I discussed earlier, you should carry everything. I mean, the calculator, the water bottle, the pen, the pencils on your one, and you should not seek for other examinees. So talking or communicating regarding the same is a strictly prohibited activity by the institute. Please don't do that. Another important point is, you should not tear off or you should not cut or you should not wrinkle any of your answer booklets or any of your OMR booklets, because this amounts to a malpractice, because you should not tear a paper of your answer booklet and you should not bring it home. So this is a big no for the institute. So if you don't know something, you can keep it blank, right? You need not to tear off that, right? So please don't bring any pages or part of your answer paper to your home. So please keep it in mind. And student, as you know, you are not supposed to eat something, or you are not supposed to chew tobacco or gums or etc., because you are writing a professional exam. And also students, you should not even leave your seat without permission of the authorities or your invigilator, whosoever there in your exam hall. So students, keep this in mind. And the last few points which are very important for you, students, in case of paper 1 and paper 2, you have to write your answers, and if you have taken any additional answer booklets, you have to tie or you have to fasten those two and you have to submit to invigilator for in case of paper 1 and paper 2. But students, in case of paper 3 and paper 4, you have to submit the OMR sheet and you have to submit the answer booklet, I mean the question booklet and OMR booklet, to separately to the invigilator. You should never tie it or you should never fasten or you should never staple the same. You have to give them separately. And more importantly, you should not bring the question booklet back home. You should never do that. You should not bring the question booklet home. Okay, again, so in precise, you can tie or fasten the for paper 1 and paper 2 the additional answer booklets with the main answer booklet. But in case of MCQ papers, the OMR sheet should be given separately and the question paper booklet should be given separately to the invigilator. The both should be given separately. You should not bring back home anything. Keep this in mind, students. Now, after that, you have to sign on a separate document which will be provided to you. So I hope I am very clear on this, students. I hope you will come with flying colors out of your exam center. All the very best. Thank you.